Every year, the NBA All-Star Game is announced, and every year there are some new surprises that just shock us. Like, Joel Embiid is not an All-Star starter, but Kyrie Irving is. Like, that one's pretty ridiculous. But, I mean, the reserves have just been announced, and this might actually be the most disrespectful All-Star, like, to ever be in the history of the NBA. Because, I mean, James Harden is putting up 21 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds. And guess where he is? He's not in the All-Star game. Then there's also Anthony Edwards, who's played every single game this season and has been averaging like 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's also not in the All-Star game. Then Anthony Davis, who's putting up 40 points for 3 weeks in a row, is also not in the All-Star game. What is happening with the NBA right now? Another notable All-Star snub is Jalen Brunson, who's been carrying the Knicks on his back the entire season. And he also had one of the most votes from any player this season for the All-Star game. But no, he's also not in it. Then you also have De'Aaron Fox, who's been carrying the Kings along with Domantas Sabonis, and he's also not in the All-Star game. So we have to ask ourselves, what's happening? Well, I'm really not sure what's happening because fan votes don't really seem to count anymore. But at the same time, how good a player is doesn't seem to count anymore either. So I'm not really sure. Jaren Jackson Jr. got into the All-Star game. Jaren Jackson Jr. is averaging 16 points this season. He might be averaging an insane amount of blocks, but I mean, you guys saw the stuff about it being faked, right? It was disproven, but still, I don't know about that. Why would you put him over James Harden in the All-Star game? So some other All-Star reserves include John Morant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Damian Lillard, Paul George. Paul George is an interesting one. I'll touch on him later. Stick around for that. Domantas Sabonis, Jaren Jackson Jr., Lauri Markkanen, Tyrese Halliburton, Jaylen Brown, DeMar DeRozan, Jrue Holiday, another interesting one. I'll also touch on him later. Julius Randle, Joel Embiid, and Bam Adebayo. So why don't I think that Paul George deserves to be in the All-Star game? Well, first off, he's been injured for half of this season. So, and when he's in, he's not even putting up that insane numbers. Right now, he's averaging 23.3 points per game with 6 rebounds and 5 assists and 1 steal on 46% field goal shooting. That is not even that good. James Harden, who's putting up 21, 6, and 11 on 45% shooting 2 and 90 from the free throw line, definitely deserves to be in the game over him. Oh, also, you know who else is out of the All-Star game? Kawhi Leonard, who's been playing much better than Paul George this season, if I do say so myself. Then you also have Jrue Holiday, who got selected. What is the NBA thinking? Why would you put in Jrue Holiday when... I mean, I've used the James Harden example a ton of times, but you could put in James Harden, De'Aaron Fox, Anthony Davis, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, and probably a dozen better players than Jrue Holiday. But no, they put Jrue Holiday in. And guess what, guys? Guess who else didn't make the All-Star game? I've been saving this whole video because this will just blow your mind. TRAE YOUNG. TRAE YOUNG has been averaging 27 points and 11 assists this season and carrying the Hawks to a 500 record. But no, he's not in the All-Star game. Yet Joel Embiid is. If you want to see how Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers are cheating their way into a ton of awards and being the best team in the league, click on the video popping on screen right now.